Any health-related information on the following show provides general information only. Content presented on any show by any host or guest should not be substituted for a doctor's advice. Always consult your physician before beginning any new diet, exercise, or treatment program.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Namaste Wellness Show, where we talk about all things holistic health for the mind, body, and spirit, for people and pets with a touch of cultural soul. I'm Lori, your host, and today we're going to be talking about rap music, mental health, and meditation. I have two very special guests. My brother is going to be here with me today. Retired Major William Yates from the Air Force. He's going to be co-hosting the show with me today, and we're going to be interviewing our very special nephew. Noah Don was born and raised in New Jersey, and he is an East Coast music artist and producer, as well as a lyricist and an entrepreneur. He started his own record label at the age of 24, and is now the founder of Street Scholars Regime, or S.S.R. Records, and he's a designer and owner of S.S.R. 03 fashion line. He actually has worked with several artists, including Irv Gotti's Murder Inc. executives and Jay-Z's Rock Nation label as distributors for his music, which he owns 100% of his masters and publishing. Noah has a latest project called Heavy as the Crown, and it is released internationally, creating a huge buzz, which led him to be played and interviewed at some of the biggest radio stations in the world, such as Power 105.1 in New York City, as well as on BET Jams. So welcome, brother and nephew, William and Noah Don. Hey, guys.
Good morning. Good morning. And you know, we did leave out one moniker for Darius, and we should put in there that he's also a mogul as well.
Okay.
Well, thank you.
I'm down with that. Okay. So let's just go ahead and get right into it. Darius, tell us a little bit about your background and what inspired you into a career of rap music.
I believe music is in my blood, to be honest. A lot of my family members they play instruments from like jazz. And I just grew up in my culture. I just grew up around music. Oh, wow. I remember being little, my mother played every record from Diana Ross, Marvin Gaye, a lot of Motown. And I have origins in Detroit, so it is a lot of Motown.
Yeah.
So.
Right.
That's right.
You got two aunts that sing too, and they were headliners in one of the lounges back in the day here in Detroit.
Yeah, Wanda still sings.
Yeah.
Your aunt Wanda still sings gospel. She's still singing as well. So among others, yeah. So
you have you come from a rich heritage, rich musical heritage.
I can feel it. I know it.
Yeah. Well, music is joy. Music is joy. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So tell us about how you got into rap music.
I started writing music when I was about 9 years old. Back in the day, like in the 90s, there was something called like the box. And I used to run my mother cable bill up because you had to call it in and then pick the video you want to watch and they'll play it. And me growing up, like watching that or being, I liked hip hop at an early age too. But I first started trying to write songs at 9 years old. So that's where it all started at. And then it just took off. By the time I was like 16, we was rapping in schools and freestyling and doing battles and stuff like that. So that's what started me up.
Okay.
Started just like the roots of rap almost. As you know, and I'm sure Darius understands this when we talk about rap music, we look back at the history and the roots of rap. It goes back to being what I would consider the newspaper of the neighborhood. A good example of that was Boys in the Hood, the movie that we made about NWA and what they did. And of course, that started because of what was going on in the community. This is how they were able to get that information across to people, the way they could fight back with what they were faced with in the neighborhoods. And of course, that was a big outlet for, you know, their release of the stressors and things that they faced in the neighborhood back then.
Yeah.
But talking about neighborhood rap, tell us a little bit about the differences between East Coast, West Coast. Is there a Detroit style of rap?
It's definitely, Detroit got a certain style right now. Like, I know Eminem, we all familiar with Eminem. Like, that's to me, that's how the origin of Detroit might sound.
There you go.
But nowadays, it's like a special sound that Detroit makes. And West Coast got their own sound. East Coast have multiple sounds. But I think in this era right now, it's like something called drill music. So it's a lot of drill. It's still hip hop, but everything is more broken down into genres, even though it's all art. So you can't just say rap music is just hip hop. Now hip hop got so many genres, it got like pieces to the pop. So my version of hip hop is more conscious rap, even gangster rap, but I'm starting to put more political and references and even spiritual references into my music more. But I'm not a spiritual like a gospel rap artist. But it's so much. It's they break it down in so many ways now. There's West Coast got their own sound, like Kendrick Lamar and stuff like that, which is rap too. But it's all about what you bring to the table. So individual duality. So
right. Okay.
Now, talking about bringing things to the table, I mean, you have a lot going on. I mean, I'm gonna say one of the top rap artists. That's my plug. One of the
I like that.
With your own production company. I mean, you've got relationships. You got your kids. You got some beautiful daughters. As a musical artist, and you are expanding your career. Give us a little bit on how you keep your life organized and keep that stress level down.
Well, with anything, first, your foundation has to be taken care of. So home is my first priority, being a dad and just taking care of everything I need to do within. My peace start around me and within. And then I get into, the breadwinners. So music is my first love, but I'm getting more into fashion, even films. So I have S.S.R Films, which is a film company that do all my music videos, but we also trying to get more into web series or even shows to be pitched on Netflix and stuff like that. So that's the next level. And with the fashion, I'm gonna get more into getting the clothing pushed into other stores and not just my own store. So I'm trying to get more placements even in malls, Macy's and stuff like that. That's the next step. And with the music, that's forever. I mean, I'm only getting older, so I'm looking for more artists to bring in. But right now, I'm gonna keep killing the game how I'm doing it. So
yeah. As a message, and what type of message would you say your music has?
My music, music. I definitely put messages in the music. I'm trying to reach the culture to uplift and bring awareness to certain things, like Unc said, bring awareness to what's going on in neighborhoods all over, hoods, the streets. But I'm also trying to reach those that's probably misguided to put them on a better path so they could think on a higher level.
I like that.
I'm trying to, that's what Street Scholar represent. So that's what I built the brand on.
Now, as a Street Scholar, your name of your company is interesting, Street Scholar Records. You also, I mean, do you study other types of music? I think we spoke once and you said you play instruments, you perform other types of music. What other types of music do you play?
My first instrument I would play was in school. I was in a school band at probably 8 or 9 years old. I played clarinet. Then I played the saxophone and I played the drums when I was heavy into church growing up. So I was part of the church band. But those, I haven't played instruments in a long time, but those are the main instruments that I started with.
Okay. So you don't play any of the music on your, did you play any of the music or instrumentals and
I'm
your
more
sound?
like an orchestrator. When I'm in the studio producing and curating songs,
Yeah.
we might bring in a live band, and I know what I might want to hear. And
Uh-huh.
I'll bring in a guitarist to play certain strings, and I have a producer. I work with other producers that help me bring the beats to life. So
Okay.
it could be anything from a pianist to a guitarist. I still like bring in certain sounds or record certain sounds. I can even record the horn on a car. If I want the horn, beep the horn on the car, and I want to use that, we sample a lot. We really build it from scratch. So everything play a part.
Yeah, I noticed that on your music. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I did listen to the album, and I told you that I was really into some of the rhythms and the beats, and because I wasn't always or haven't always been a big rap listener person, I like the beat, but I never really listened to the words, so I really had an opportunity to listen to the words. I just want to say that. Go ahead.
Genre too. You got into a lot of genres, so bringing rap into the fold, so to speak, is just a natural evolution of things to pick up on as well. So you're pretty knowledgeable and gotten into a lot.
Right. And I think thank you, brother. You're kind of helping me bring that out the genre, because it's like I heard some jazz in there. I heard some old school soul in there. I heard, so I really like that whole compilation of different types, styles of music, along with your lyrics. You say you're also a lyricist, so you write all of your lyrics, correct?
Yeah,
And yeah,
I'm
so
big on that. By the way, like I don't like you're not an artist if you don't write your own stuff. That's
okay.
how I feel. It's like if you walk into an art gallery, if Unc painted a portrait, but the guy with the bigger name said he did it, he ain't really the artist because Unc painted it. So I can't. You can't say you do what I do if you don't really do it. So
Right.
I respect artists that really craft their work.
So
Even
maybe
though it's a business and we have I ghost wrote for a couple artists, they won't let me discuss that. But
okay.
they was bigger than me, but I wrote this stuff.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
And see,
awesome.
that's a good point that Darius brings up, because I remember listening to a show that Lionel Richie was on, and I'm glad Darius takes the approach that he takes, because a lot of artists, even in the different genres, don't really know what it takes to really make music. I remember someone approached Lionel Richie and asked him to produce a record for them. They wanted him to produce an album. And they came back an hour later and said, okay, where's the album? And he had to explain to them that writing music is different than sampling pieces of music, bringing it together and say, okay, here's your album. So,
Right.
so that's a good point that he made. Now, one thing I wanted to ask you, and I know we're talking about music and how it relates or relieves anxiety, stress, things like that. Interestingly enough, I had looked at a study, and we were talking about music. Laura and I were talking about music just last month, and I had looked at a study that the National Institute of Health did, and it showed that 30 minutes of music, or as they call it, music therapy, I guess therapy,
There is. Yeah.
really lowers someone's anxiety and stress level. And I don't think
I believe that.
people really understand sometimes that music can be a big stress reliever. I mean, for me, for example, gym time is just kind of like downtime for me, but music is a part of that, a big part of that, because while I'm there, just getting time for myself and relaxing and meditating and contemplating things, music is a part of that. Yeah, I mean, I listen to all genres from rap to the country, but old school rap, I got to go old school Detroit. Old school rap is the thing for me that kind of relaxes me, gets me thinking about what I might want to do for the day, things like that. But tell us, I'm thinking with writing music as well, that's got to be just really giving you time to get into yourself, getting to that relaxed state. There's, release of the endorphins, getting rid of that anxiety. Tell us a little bit about how music, rap music in particular, and when you're getting into your writing and things, how that may affect you and how that might sort of release those anxiety or anxious moments, getting rid of some of that stress.
Okay, it's a lot to unfold right there. Music is definitely therapeutic. For me, music is like a therapist. It's like, because I'm in an isolated room and I'm recording. It's silence. I got the headphones on to hear the music, but when the mic is on and the doors is soundproof, it's like you in confession. So like you in there talking what you feel, or you getting stuff off your chest, and the microphone is the therapist, just there to listen as you speak. So when I'm in there releasing whatever was on my mind for the day or the week, you might could hear songs. My verse might sound more aggressive. So if I felt like I was angry or something, I'm releasing. You'll hear my vocals release in an aggressive manner. Now, if I'm just talking knowledge, you'll hear me talk in a calm state, like I'm laid back on the couch with a therapist and just speaking. So music is really therapeutic. That's why I named my album "Heavy Is the Crown." So I was laying layers to everything that was on my mental, and how I broke down pieces of songs that was pieces of the man, me being the man. So I don't know. Music, when it comes to me, as far as you say something about writing, you know what is it? Synesthesia. You ever heard of synesthesia?
I haven't.
If I'm pronouncing it right, it's like when you hear sounds, but you see images through the sound, or you see colors in the sound. So when it comes to me writing, I think I wasn't diagnosed with it, but I'm just diagnosing myself. I might have that. When I hear the music, I can see. I don't know what to say. I mean, I never know what to say. So I got to feel the music, and the music helped me see what I should be saying. So I could kind of see certain words that I could start with words like ostentatious or something, and then I make the words format to rhyme with that. And I don't know, it just comes to me, and I'm just grabbing it out the air like some type of scientist, and I build the verse that way at times, if I'm not trying to just speak on something that I'm trying to get off my chest. So that's how I help build. But it is definitely therapeutic.
Interesting.
I want to say something about that, because it almost like you described a type of meditation. You got your mind quieted, and you weren't sure of what you were going to say, and then stuff just started coming to you. And I just want to say a little bit about yoga here. I am a yoga teacher, and yoga is thousands of years old. And one of the things that, well, back in the day, 5,000 or so years ago, they did meditation so that they could receive information, and that was the point of it. So it sounds like you were doing meditation there. You do meditation in the studio. So I want to just bring this up. And mental illness is such a big. The Surgeon General recently put out a report that mental illness is the #1 health condition in America. And it sounds like, has mental health touched your life? And do you meditate? It sounds, I'm saying it like you do, but do you have a meditation practice?
I always, before I go on stage or do a show, I meditate, or I say a prayer, or both. So that's one way of it, because I feel like when you meditate, you put yourself at oneness with like the universe. So when I meditate, I also visualize. So I have to see what I want to do before I could accomplish it. So if I could see me performing on stage and I know I'm a killer show, I got to see how I visualize how I look, how I'm going to move, what I'm going to say, how the show might go, and then I project what I see. So I take that same method when it comes to writing. Sometimes I don't write physically. I'll freestyle, but it's not a real freestyle. It's premeditated. So I have to hear the beat, sit down, vibe out, might close my eyes, and then I'm building a verse. It's probably repetitive sentence for sentence, but I'm meditating on it. So meditation is definitely a part of hip hop.
Right. Well, I want to say this. I told both of you this example. One of my favorite teachers, she's like a spiritual teacher. She does workshops, and she was doing a workshop one day. I was listening to her podcast, and one of her audience members came and asked a question, and he was like, I meditate way more than 50 Cent. Why am I not more successful? Her response was like, I beg to differ with you, because when 50 Cent is rapping, he's meditating.
Mm-hmm.
So that just really, that was really awesome to me, because it made a lot of sense. He's in that zone. He's connected. And when life gets really bad on the outside, or let me say it this way first, when people hit rock bottom, the only place to go is up. When life gets bad on the outside, the only place to go is inside. And and I do also want to share this article, how rap music is lifting the stigma of mental illness. This is from an article called Very Well Mind. And I'm just going to read a couple of, let me get my glasses so I can make sure I read it clearly. And it goes like, the messages in hip hop songs are shifting to address mental health concerns. Many popular rap artists are incorporating their experiences with anxiety, depression, and PTSD in their lyrics. Black culture experts believe these messages will help to remove the stigma, brother, what you brought up earlier, from mental health, and encourage more people to seek help for these disorders. And according to a recent analyst published in JAMA, which is the Journal of American Medical Association Pediatrics, looked at the lyrics of 125 songs from 1998 to 2018 with the intention of finding a correlation between music and the increase in mental health concerns in young men, mainly young Black men. What they found is that many popular songs reference anxiety, depression, stress, suicide, and or use the metaphor to describe mental health. And then it goes on. Researchers found in 1998, 32% of popular songs discuss mental health. In 2018, and in 2018, that number doubled. And then it goes on to review songs from Jay-Z, Eminem, Lil Wayne, relationships, police brutality, environmental concerns, et cetera, et cetera. So I think that rap music is really addressing these concerns and allowing more people. In this article, they're basically saying that the lyrics in rap music are now, at this point, as we've evolved in the rap music industry, is really allowing more people to seek out ways to address mental health issues.
That's true. And you see an uprising that in the culture period right now. I feel like mental health is more discussed. People is eating more clean. I think health and wellness period is on the rise. Like there's something about this time that's uplifting and enlightening people more than ever. A lot of secrets about life is just coming out. That's how I see it. So
and of course, being in the age range that I am, I can say we can go back even further. Straight Outta Compton, I think, was a good movie that kind of covered all of that. Everything from the anxieties that we faced as a people in the neighborhood, right on through to mental illness, and even some medical issues that we faced back then. Because, today I think we do better seeking help and talking about the issues that we face. But as we say, back in the day, we as people did not do that very well, particularly Black men. We didn't want to go to the doctor. We didn't want to talk about what bothered us or any type of stress related issues that we were having. But moving that little, bringing that forward to today, tell us something about your project, Heavy as the Crown. That's an interesting title to that album.
Yeah. The real phrase was heavy is the head that wears the crown. But I wanted to simplify. I felt that title was too long, so I said heavy is the crown. But the album itself is telling a story. It's telling pieces of a story. But if you hear, I think you pointed out to me, Auntie, when you was listening, you was like, "Oh, I could tell you had a rough relationship or something." One of the songs talked about that. I mean, I had a beautiful relationship, but I wanted to talk about that because I feel like it will resonate with certain men or women that dealt with the same circumstances. I even have a song called "Complicated" when I talk about complicated relationships. Then I have a song called "Father's Crown" when I'm discussing fatherhood. and how I was raised and how I'm the man I am now, raising my children. I have a song called Credits, which is that's when the album's going off. You know, when the movie going off, the credits is showing. But Credits was talking more about how relationships is currency, and money can't buy your way into where certain relationships could credit you to come and sit at a table where you could discuss business with bigger people, or just to be in a special room. You know, the album, as far as my wordplay, I feel like this is probably some of the best verses I ever wrote. My delivery, you could hear the growth. Of course, since I've been recording, I probably first started recording when I was like 20, and I'm now 37. So you could hear the growth in my music. And I feel like Heavy is the Crown is a staple in my discography that's going to get better with time. If people not up on it now, and as they get older, it will resonate with them more. And those that can reciprocate it now, it's going to touch them, and it's going to serve a purpose. It's like my doctrine. I even have a song called Ill Doctrine, and like you said, was straight out of Compton, showing what goes on in the hood. Ill Doctrine gave you raw footage in a visual format that if you close your eyes, I was walking you through the hood. You could see these type of things that I was discussing. So I am like a reporter, like you said.
Okay. All right. And then we can, okay. So thank you. So now would you want to do a little,
Freestyle?
freestyle for us? So
Yeah, we got to have a freestyle.
yeah.
And if I thought I was good enough, I'd join you, but I'm not. So I'm gonna let you.
I'm your nephew. You could do it. You could do it.
Okay.
I don't know. Let me see.
We need to set up it. Oh, go ahead.
Push start my car sport. Escort my companies. Money clean. Thoughts keen on this black king. Black sea oil. Sea moss. Balls eating clean. God bless my year scene. Not bad for a team who dreams weighed on the triple beam. Stay active without tipping lean. Income keep multi-streams if you talking cream. My name ring like tambourines. Spot jumping like trampolines. S.S.R. stamp looking clean. Killer fashion fleeing murder scenes. But your missus mean, make a tiptoe on marble to gargle me like Listerine. Or you thought I was feeling you? Chestnut checkers. Take the queen, kiss the ring. Dealing with the general with this regime on the rise like mezzanines. Know what GQ and magazines like he wasn't in the trap with magazines. 12 bags of fiends. Gotta keep it clean till PG-13. I'm on my auntie show. What you want me to?
All right. That's
Thank you. Well, I wasn't sure, so I think I did. I did click, that the show. I was gonna let
no, you didn't need. You didn't need. What's it? The 5-second button that they always push.
Right. Well, hey, we could have made it all a family show. Okay. All right.
Outstanding.
Like thank you. So that was one of which piece was that from your album? What was the name of that particular?
This one not on my album.
Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, give us
it debuted fresh on your show. They gotta only watch this show to hear that one.
Okay, so you heard it here first. This is the new album coming out, and it'll be out on sale in 6 months.
Okay. Well, did you want to? I mean, is it okay to ask? Can you do? Is it okay to do a little bit from "Heavy Is the Crown"?
Like a verse?
Like a little verse or two.
Well, let me see.
Maybe do the "Heavy Is the Crown."
Let me see.
A little taste.
These gems in my bar spotted by lifers. Heavy used to sell on blocks. I ain't talking Rikers. Everybody rap now, but ain't talking like us. I turn the chalk at vigils. We like the lighters. You nothing like IG. If I tap her twice, I got a heart. You ain't gotta like us. I wear the brand and make the brand. You ain't got it like us. If Jesus here's like, woo, God looking like us. My covenant be the regime, covering night scenes, mask on like COVID-19. The right team, die for mine with the mic seems, make the nuclear route like inching the button, Benjamin Button. I'm still feeling 19, descendants of dead presidents filled in my genes. Got no time to chase her, fulfilling my dreams like Lil Snoop Soul. Loopholes, do numbers like Sudoku. 21 guns to shoot, how we salute woes. Whoa. Like Joey and Blossom, the black rose that cracked through the concrete and blossom. Flow was on awesome. Labels want me to cost them. An arm in the leg, arm, leg, arm, head, God body, heavenly, cool like a lie in the shade. My mob got me. You see how far my mind got me. My Don body respect me like John Gotti. I don't know, Auntie. It's going to get too crazy. I keep going.
Okay. Thank you.
And, you know, and the best part about this, he's doing it without the music. So
I was gonna say the music. Yeah, you're doing
that's crazy. That sounds good a cappella.
You know, I was watching the clip. I forgot what it was in. It was in black and white, so I know it was old. It might be like 1920s or 1930s. They call it scatting. Before rap, scatting was doing exactly what I was doing. Like they was doing that with their mouth without the music.
Yeah, so, scatting is I would say, and you're right, I would say scatting was the original versions of rap or the original rap. Yeah, but you are exactly right. And that came out a little bit out of the jazz genre too, when they decided to turn that around a little bit on its head, so to speak. So scatting was, you could call it the original rap.
I play some of those clips and I study scatting to pick a flow. So when I go like I find the words to match it, but the scatting, how they was doing it back then, it was raw. So scatting is
okay. So with that being said, who were some of your influencers or your who do you admire in the industry? Who influenced you?
My favorite, like rap wise or just music?
Both.
My favorite singers, Barry White and Marvin Gaye.
Okay.
My favorite rapper probably Jay-Z and Nas and Rakim. So, but I listen to everything. Like I could play Sade, and that'll motivate me to go write a song. But I'm rapping. I could go even Nirvana. I listen to rock. Like I listen to it all.
Okay.
If I feel like I'm gonna the song Ill Doctrine on my album, I was listening to Slick Rick children's story. And that made me want to go make a story. So I did it in my way. So
okay. You gotta we were just watching Rick James biography of him. It was awesome. You gotta check that out.
Crazy. I like Rick James.
He was awesome.
Wait, they made a Rick James movie?
Well, biography.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll check it out.
I'm not sure. I think it was on YouTube. I'm not sure. My husband Sheldon pulled it up. I'm sorry. Okay. Yeah, check that one out. Who are your favorite rap artists, brother?
Who you like besides me?
Yeah.
Darius.
My favorite is Darius. Yeah.
He done blew out all the ones I could think about. But you know, I'm gonna say you remind me like Big Daddy Kane. Let's see. Well, you know who the original artists were, and their story is kind of interesting in and of itself. Sugar Hill Gang, because you know they kind of broke that open. But Big Daddy Kane, I mean Tupac, and I'll tell you, Biggie is who you kind of remind me of, because he can he can just come up off top of his head and
Biggie my favorite.
Yeah, he can put together a story, and that's that flow that I see when I watch you do it.
That's real. I appreciate that.
Some of mine. Furious 5. I mean, we can go back to some of the artists of the day.
Auntie, you said you don't listen to rap. When you do listen to rap,
I know one song by Biggie Small. They play it where I work at. They play all of that, and I probably just started listening to it. There's one song that I like by him. I do like LL Cool J, and I like Will Smith. I like, because I like his Summertime,
I think Will Smith got the biggest record ever.
What's that?
Will Smith got the biggest record ever. Summertime is like, Summertime going to be here for like 200 years or more. Yeah. They ain't going nowhere.
Right. And who else? I like Snoop. I heard a little Snoop. I had a client. I would go to a client and he would play all this rap music and I would hear a little bit of that. But just to play it on my own or to buy a song, like I said, you were the first artist whose rap song I bought, or albums I bought. So And, who else? I love Ja Rule, and I tell you why. I love his voice. you
Yeah,
know,
he different.
his sound.
Got that island sound.
Yeah.
What would
But,
I be without you?
yeah.
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 That
So
raspiness.
those are some of my, I have to, give a shout out for them. And so let's talk a little bit about your clothing line now. You got a whole clothing line, designer and all that.
The clothes started as merch. So when I was doing shows, I was making just putting my album covers or lyrics from lyrics that would stand out. I'll put it on clothes and I should sell it like that at my shows. And then it became bigger. People wanted it more, so I always had a passion for designing. So I actually have books from when I was in the 10th grade, 9th grade. My mother bought me a sketchbook and I put the dates on all my designs. A lot of my designs 10, 15 years later was coming out that I was drawing in high school. So I knew I must have been ahead. I had like a fashion sense that was ahead of the times, but I never put it out. So now not now, but like probably 8 years ago, I started actually getting my clothes custom made before I started making it. I make all the clothes by hand, by the way.
You make the clothes?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, so I make them all by hand. But if a store orders so many, I'll send my one prototype I made out to manufacturers to get it made from like Korea, Pakistan, wherever my distributor's coming from, and then they'll send it back and I'll send it to the store after I do my quality checks.
Who did you learn? Did your mom teach you how to sew, or what? How did you?
My mother, she helps me sew sometimes though. But I would get I'll send my measurements and stuff out and the pieces that come in, but I'll put the logos and I'll cut them in certain styles and do that part. So I'll like this piece I got on, if you could see it.
Yeah.
I got this by itself from the vendor after it was made, but all the stuff that's on it, all this stuff I made. And then if you see my pant leg, I made all that too. So it's actually
stand up. Just stand up and battle for us a little bit and check you out. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I made all of this.
Okay, see, I gotta order my sweats from Darius.
I know, right? So where did
I'm going to Nike. Shoot, I gotta quit that.
I'm coming back. Especially you making
black owned. Phil Knight's already rich. Come to black owned businesses.
That's right. Right.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to order something. Yeah, and you make.
I want to actually help you. I want to make something for your show, Auntie. Like I help you with your merch that you want on the show that you could wear and put out for sale. I think that'll help with the promotion too.
Okay, I appreciate that. Yeah. And now we are close. If you want to just do a shout out for the listeners only, because we may, have listeners, we do have viewers, and we're scrolling the information on the screen. But if you want to share your website address, your, whatever your media handles are for our listeners.
On Instagram, you can follow me at Noah. That's NOAE_DON. On Facebook, Noah Don. On Twitter, I am Noah. That's IAMNOAE, one word. The clothes is S.S.R.3.com. Heavy is the Crown is out.
Give it to him one more time.
S.S.R.3.com is the clothing store. You could check it out. Every week we got new pieces, so check it out frequently. Heavy is the Crown album out now. My new video, No More, is out now too. And we about to do the next video, which is a song off Heavy is the Crown, the manual. So you could look out for that video coming soon. Auntie, I'm about to get into wellness drinks. That's our next venture, my venture with a couple of my partners. I don't want to say too much, but it's going to be like it's going to have sea moss and black sea oil already in the drink.
I love sea moss.
So there's a lot of different flavors. It's going to be they're going to come out seasonal. So we're going to have summer drinks that only comes in the summer. The winter drinks come out in the winter, and that's like the catch. When you got to catch these drinks when they out until it's like probably 2 years later it'll be out everywhere. But we're going to do it seasonal. But it's
what are some of the benefits? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, brother.
No, I was going to say, how do you you be able to order these? How do you get to them on the website or?
Oh yeah, they will be out. That's going to be a whole different website though.
Okay.
When that launches, I'm follow me on Instagram for all these updates. So you definitely be kept up to par.
All right, I'm gonna have to get an Instagram account now. I mean, I'm gonna have
Yeah, me too.
For business, yeah, definitely for
to get
business.
all into the social media now.
Right. Okay.
Now, Darius, I want to interrupt just for a second because I'm going to bring your site up so we can talk about it. I mean, I can comment on it. It's sso.com. Is that right?
Yeah, S.S.R.
Oh,
zero
S.S.R.
zero and like the number 0 number 3.com.
Okay, SSR03.com.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Auntie, you big on numbers? You know about
Numerology. Yeah, we
what
talked
the
about
threes
that.
is and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
That's why.
Yeah. That's why I was going to ask you what was your if you know about numerology, that's where you take your birthday and you add it up and it reduces to a certain number unless it's a master number, and then the same thing with your name, you add up the number values and the letters of your name and then you get a certain number. So
and also the
that's
third,
for a whole nother topic,
that's
right?
a whole nother episode. I know the third chakra. The third chakra is the eye, right? The head.
Well, the third chakra is your solar plexus chakra. It's
Okay.
underneath your sternum. You're talking about the brow chakra.
Yeah, I thought that was the third chakra.
That's the sixth chakra.
Okay.
I'm sorry. The root is 1. The sacrum is 2. The solar plexus 3. The heart is 4. The throat is 5, and the brow is 6. And then
6.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, but what were you going to say? Because I was going to ask you about the reference to the 03. Is that
the 03? Threes is the trifecta, and threes is where the company started. So it's supposed to be Street Scholar regime since 2003. So 2003 is where everything started. That's when I started rapping. That's when I started designing. So everything was established. It wasn't out, but it was established in 2003. Right. So that's why I run with 03.
Okay.
And that's kind of interesting because 3 was, and this is kind of going back a little bit, going into Africa, which everybody has to acknowledge is the cradle of life nowadays. Our Egyptian ancestors, the number 3 had some significance.
To the pyramids?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, sort of religious significance, and I need to look that up again.
That's deep. I believe it.
Yeah. Well, the Trinity, the Father, Son, Holy Spirit. If you're a Christian, we say Father, Son, Holy Spirit.
Right. Yeah, it's got the Trinity has something to do here too, but the number 3 was significant in Egypt back in the day as well. So that's that's a good omen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I follow the 3. Follow the 3, you can't go wrong. I got 3 companies too, so it's the music, the fashion, the film. So I look at everything like sometimes numerical, like the 3 stands out.
Yeah, it really does. Three is one of my favorite numbers. And in numerology, 3 is actually my heart desire number. It's the number of joy and fun, and it's more looking at life from the lighter point of view, and so it's always been one of my favorite numbers. And so
I played basketball, and every time I was on the team, my number was always 3. Without me requesting it, I always had 3. So 3 always picked me. So I picked the 3.
Okay. Well, that, like I said, that'll be a topic for another, because numerology can help a person, understand themselves better. And I started doing numerology. I know we're getting off track of rap, but we're talking about all things holistic health. When I was in college, and actually my guidance counselor, I had a really cool guidance counselor, and he talked about numerology, and I started studying it a little bit. But what it helped me learn more about myself, and it helped me learn more about the people around me. So to me, it was a positive thing. I think all things can be used either, and he would say this, you can use something negative or you can use it for a positive.
Yin and yang.
Yeah.
I believe all things have positive and negative to it. That's the only way you could charge your positive is through negatives. I know you shouldn't view negatives as a negative thing at all times. It's charges too. We all energy. So that's
vibration. Yeah, good vibes. That's why, I always want to promote everything is vibration. You know that, brother, because you have a science background. Everything in the universe is vibrating, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Is vibrating. So we can either choose to vibrate from a higher perspective, or we can, until you know how to do better. We're vibrating where we are, but we
Mhm.
can always improve. So
Like you said, one of y'all said when you hit the low, you view the low as a negative. When you reach hit the bottom, you only could go up. So you need that negative moment or charge to propel you to do positive or go higher than what you are. So
right.
it's all good. If you view it like that, it's all needed. It's all good.
Yeah.
Well,
So
you're right. It is needed. You have to have the bad in order to appreciate the good.
good.
You have
Right.
to have the low moments in life to
Mm-hmm.
appreciate when you have your high moments. And
Mhm.
those, as you said, will be your motivators. Because I have a little saying that, when you get sick and tired of being sick and tired, you'll make a change.
That's real.
Until you turn
Oh,
it
you're a rapper. That's a bar.
All right, there you go.
Bar.
I'm ready.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
You ready?
I'm coming to get in the
Album
studio
coming
now.
soon.
I
But
know,
I'm
right?
gonna have to write mine out though.
Your
Yeah.
rap name Big William. Big Willie.
That's right.
Big Will. Oh, wait a minute. Is that one taken already? Is that Will?
Will
Okay.
Smith.
Big Will. We'll say Big Will. Big Willie.
Big
That's
Willie.
Oh,
I'm gonna take that one. We'll
are you
take
gonna say Big Billy? No.
Oh, Big Billy. I like that. Billy Goat.
Okay, or
Goat,
Big Will. I mean, you can switch it around. Well, I'm just so excited to have both of you on the show today. I think we've shared a lot about rap music and how it can be a positive and how it can be a part uh, um, of inspiring people. So, and I'm really excited to have a nephew who is rapping and is inspired from a mind body perspective. And I'm really going to look forward to all of the new things coming up for you. Sounds like your newest adventure are going to be health drinks. So, do either of you want to share a few last words before we finish our show?
Well, I'll go first. I got to let my nephew know I am really, really proud of you, and you have done a lot, come a long way.
Mhm.
And if there is one thing that people take from this show with respect to the music industry, I'm going to share that my nephew was smart enough to do, and that is you have to own your own masters, and that's something that
Mhm.
people don't pick up on.
Love it.
And I'll leave them with the words always never give up, always go hard and see it through. Envision it, put action behind your faith, and then execute. You're always going to be great in whatever you choose.
Amen. All right. I love you guys. Thank you so much for being here. And thank you for joining in. And I hope you'll continue to tune in every week at 11 o'clock for another show about holistic health for the mind, body, spirit. Until next time, stay safe, stay well. Namaste.
I'm going to stay. I have fun. I'm
All
coming
right.
back.
Me too.